Did it work? Yeah, hey, hello, hi there, people of YouTube and elsewhere. Welcome back to our game. Last time, you freed some dwarves from a lizard farm, and then you freed some dwarves from essentially a death march of the rest of the city's guard, which went pretty well. They started basically cutting down all the dwarves, but you made it to them in time to save a good percentage of them. Now, they pointed out that perhaps the chicken hut was not the best place to hold up with 15 guards.
What a bunch of naysayers.
So they led you into this city, where you are now in a house just outside, just a little bit away from one of the main gates.
We also got a creepy whisper from
Yes.
someone who knows that we're there.
Visago knows you're there.
Hopefully not specifically in that hut.
You don't know.
Crap.
Visago seems to know that you're one in the city, and two, kind of, at least tangentially, who you are and what you're doing.
I don't even know who I am or what I'm doing.
That's
How does
fair.
he know?
That is fair.
Fantastic.
You are in the hut as many of the guards start to kind of take a sleep. They're all pretty much just going to sleep. It's been a rough couple of days for them. You'd say it's been about a week since this Henbor was taken over. They also have expressed that, unlike what you heard in the capital city, they knew about them and had been trading for years and years up until very recently, and were surprised when a contingent of a contingent of soldiers from Dawnhammer did not arrive in the city, and instead they had you guys.
I think that we are doing the best we can.
I think you are a beautiful flower, and you're doing the best you can. Would you push those books that way? Just this way more. I'm hoping this is going to be good. Yeah, it's...
Onto the fire.
Yeah, it's... Just burn the microphone.
Just set it
It's
on fire.
fine.
It's cool.
I would
It's
be very
fine.
upset.
You can buy another one with all my YouTube money.
They don't just burn
My
this
job paid for that microphone.
Fire can't
You
go
can't
to yours.
Send us some money.
It's not a ghost.
Don't send us money. We don't deserve it.
I'll make a Patreon.
No.
Oh my God.
That's a no on that one.
I'll post
You guys
something.
can
We are his subscribers. I
You
will
can
not
add
give
stuff
to his
to the game.
Patreon.
You guys represent half the subscriber base. Probably not Rob. Rob hates me.
Facts.
Yeah.
Good.
Anyway, what would you like to do?
Also never posted your channel.
What?
You also never posted your channel link.
To our group? Yeah, I did.
You only gave us the name. I didn't want to go search.
Yeah, I don't think you actually did
I didn't
post
post
it.
any.
I think you just gave the name.
Okay, well, I'll do that.
Which we
maybe
all
during the break.
we all
Right
do
now
that.
we're recording,
We're
so let's just go
calling it
ahead.
here
Let's get meta.
Fuck me, I guess.
I think we're gonna watch them
You
sleep
want it.
because we have to stay on guard.
I guess so.
This is true.
You guys are also getting fairly tired at this
Yeah.
point. Oh no, you just slept. You just
Did we?
slept in the chicken hut.
Yeah, we just
did.
slept. We're
Oh,
nice
yes.
and great right
Lizard
now.
hut, sorry.
Yes.
Whatever. Yeah, we're like, let's watch
It's
them
like
sleep.
Pizza Hut, but worse.
Yeah, much worse.
Only fractionally worse.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's pretty bad, yeah. It smelled a lot like the reptile house at any zoo you've been to.
Oh,
So not a pleasant smell, for sure.
at least it's not
Musty.
the elephant house.
A reptile house that's less well kept.
Still
Listen,
not the
they're
elephant
doing
house.
the best that they can.
They are, and it's not
Dude.
working.
Damn it.
Alright,
Where's the map of the city?
Right there. Oh, that's not it.
Is it
That's
underneath
all the
those?
papers that I gave you last time, so it should be in there if it is. Yeah, it looks like it
listen,
is.
I was not aware that we were going to be having to keep track of files and handouts.
Fuck you.
Alright. So
There we go.
This is the map that we have.
You should edit it and put the picture of a map somewhere on the thing so that they can see, because that just looks white.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
impossible to see on
It's
there.
like you think I'm this professional studio who has the ability to
You
do
have
that.
software editing.
I
You have
do
video
have
editing software.
editing. I don't know how to put an image on a recording at all.
Google it!
I know that you can, but I
You
don't
live in the
know.
age of Google. You have no excuse not to know
I-
anything.
Listen, can we just try to focus?
Calling
All
it
right.
out again.
So, for our purposes, we are somewhere in one of these houses down here in this area by this south
I got
entrance.
this. I got have this sharp thing in mind. I think it's a knife that you guys stabbed me in the back. Yeah.
Kill
Try
the
to
Good.
use the knife.
DM. Kill the DM.
No, I like the DM. He pays half of the rent.
That's
You
true.
like the character who plays the DM. The
Wow.
artist formerly known
This
as
is getting
DM.
really meta right now.
So,
At any rate.
at
Yeah.
any rate, does anyone else remember what we're gonna do?
Well, I'm terrified to do anything at this moment because the scary bat demon might kill us all.
Right.
As soon
Are
as
we
we
going
walk
to
out
the
of this
courthouse
house.
or underneath the tower first? I can't remember.
The tower?
What I was
well,
gonna,
with the
The
basement.
Mages Guild.
Yeah, the.
It's on the other side of the city,
Sure.
but you could make it there.
yeah. So the library's here.
That's why I'm
The-
at the library.
It's like an admin building, according to the dwarves.
This is the judicial house. This is the place where they store all their money, the bank.
That's like the bank admin building. It's like where the city's government was held.
This is where the spire with all the spores is coming out from. This is their barracks, and this is the prison where they have some more dwarves being kept. So, one idea is we go around this way, and we go to a prison first, free other dwarves there, get more people involved, and then the rest of them go to the library to get weapons back while we go and take care of the
Drow captain?
drow captain who's inside the judicial area
Okay.
and see where things go from there.
Yeah.
Unless
Sounds like
there's
a plan.
any other ideas.
I
I
mean,
don't
we should
really-
get around to getting the spore tower down as well. I don't know when
Yes.
we should do that. Before or after we go to the courthouse.
Well, it's all the way on the other side of the
True.
city.
We can make our way over there eventually.
So we would have to go through the entire city fighting through whatever they send at us, and as soon as we get near that library, we're probably gonna meet Vizago. Maybe that's even a concern for sending the dwarves there initially, unarmed.
We should definitely go
Virtually
with
unarmed.
them.
I think we should try to cause as much chaos as possible before we do something like that, and
Or we
killing their captain would probably help a lot with that.
Possible. Disorganization.
It is the closest thing
yes.
to do. And if we can get more people on the way, which we would, by setting the people in the prison free, I think it would help.
Remember that you saw that the prison was fairly heavily defended?
Yes,
Just a reminder.
that too.
So we probably wouldn't just send people there. We'd have to probably go ourselves to accomplish any of these tasks.
I
Yeah.
imagine so. It depends on how strong they're feeling when they wake up.
The way this would go, just so you understand the mechanic that I'm operating on here, you have a small contingent of, you have a unit. Your unit is very tired and unarmed for the most part. I know they have
No, they
Dwagar
have-
weapons.
yeah, they have
so
some
they're
weapons.
very lightly armored, very tired, very starved
We
dwarves.
fed
We
them.
fed them.
We fed them.
They feeding them once
had
doesn't
one
undo
meal.
1 week
Sure.
of starvation and death marching.
But they're not super as bad as when we found them.
Still pretty bad. So they will have a percentage chance. I will roll on the percentile to determine whether or not they are successful. Right now they have a very low percentage chance of accomplishing anything difficult.
Are we talking?
These different places have different levels of difficulty depending on where you send them. That's totally up to you.
I mean, how are you calculating like the percentage increase once they rest and once they have more food and water and stuff? Like,
You don't know.
It's up to him to know.
Give me the numbers.
Give
Not
me the
going to give you
numbers.
the numbers, but
Mason.
know that they
I just want to
exist.
know that, like, actually
I mean-
doing that will have an effect of some sort on.
I mean, come on, use your human brain. Will
I don't want to.
your rested fighting force do better than your dead, tired, useless fighting force? Probably not.
Yes, but will the slightly rested but still starved for a week fighting force be any good at all?
They'll be a little better than super tired and starved.
It sounds like we should leave their asses here.
I mean, you can do what you want. You might send them on. You can do other things than having them go to these places. Use your imagination. You are in control of how you liberate or don't liberate this city. It's up to you.
So
You don't necessarily have to say, okay, we have these 5 places highlighted, so let's send them to one of these. There are other things you might try.
Are there other people living in the city who are
Yes,
just...
many. Many dwarves, non-combatant dwarves, women and children. You've seen women and children drow and dwagar as well. It seems it's kind of like in the Middle Ages when you would go to war, you would sometimes bring your family. If you're a mercenary, you bring your wife and children. They come with you. That's kind of what's going on here. They have occupied the city.
Did we ever ask them where all the other people were? Are they like keeping them at all
Not
together?
centralized.
Okay.
There are several pockets of districts throughout the city where the dwarves have kind of been, the dwarves and dwarven families have been put, but it's more for logistics than like a place to secure them. The women and children are obviously not really a threat to them.
Well, maybe we should.
They're more of a way to force the men to fall in line.
Maybe we should use them to free more dwarves that can fight.
We can use them to create a distraction so they're not directly fighting, but they create chaos. To
I feel
confuse
like
people.
distraction in those words in this case is gonna be bait, which
Yeah.
I personally don't like that idea.
And then a bomb goes off. And
It does.
We had a bomb this whole time.
the pipe bomb explodes under the
It's a
dwarves
pipe
and kills
bomb.
everyone. Oh god, the Harry Potter.
So
It's a pipe bomb.
I think we should probably get food for our starving dwarves.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
are there any other
getting
like
more farms
notable
or
encampment, like notable other groups of soldiers from the city?
This is what they've pointed out to you and what they know. There may be.
Do they know of any others?
They know that most of their people were killed as like an example.
Okay.
Oh, balls.
The soldiers that weren't killed were either beaten or other nasty things. Some of them were taken to. They know some of them were taken to the tower. Some of them were taken directly to Visago. And
Okay.
he never saw them again.
Yeah. I don't
Were any
know.
taken to the prison?
Many were taken to the prison, though the prison is rumored to work more like an executioning area than a prison per se. They're not big into the whole feeding people in their prison kind of thing.
That is a
So
That does cost money and time to feed all your prisoners, so they just don't bother.
the prison would just get us more people, but it would be the same kind of people we currently have.
true.
Although they weren't walking, so they won't be as fatigued, perhaps.
Won't be as fatigued, but
Still hungry
still hungry.
and tired.
There
Maybe.
is. Do we see all like these street names as well?
Yes, absolutely. Dwarves will point those out. To you.
Okay, so there is notably a market street up here. If we were to go there, we could probably get more food.
Dwarves Express, that's where all their commerce for the city happens. So in this dwarven city, it's all district out. So only shops and stuff are on Market Street. That's the only place that shops are in the city. So like they have a bank there, they have an alchemy shop, they have an armory, like an armorer is like a blacksmith. And then they had, what else do they have? I have it written down, but I have to think with my brain. They had like a farmer's market type situation, like a storehouse that sold like groceries.
Maybe
And, like,
it's
a dry
time
goods
to
store.
make a shopping trip. And by shopping trip, I mean I go invisible, take my fun bag of holding in there, and just scoop. Rage looting.
Rage loot.
I mean,
Sounds like a
We
swell
could-
idea to me.
send out 2 people to go do that. While the doors are even sleeping.
I vote for splitting the party.
We'll die quicker that way.
This will also give us an idea of this. We'll see how many guards are being mobilized, and if they have any idea where we're at.
True.
My only concern is it is a fair bit away.
That's also true. And invisibility doesn't last that long.
Doesn't last like an hour? Or is it 10 minutes?
It's an hour. It's just
By the time we get there, try to find the shops that we need to go to, and then
get back.
stealthily get stuff in my bag, and then get back. It's gonna be cutting it really close.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't.
Looks like the streets. So these are all like this area in between buildings, are those walkable through?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not like every house is slammed together. There's some space. So yeah, you can go through back alleys and behind houses and such.
We could just employ the use of regular stealth until we get to the market and then go invisible. And that would give us much more time to work with.
What do we know if, like, apart from being starved and extremely tired, do the soldier dwarves look any different from regular dwarves?
Yeah, they look more built. Even with the emaciation of a week, they look more built, and they also move and act in a way that indicates to you they have some experience.
So they would likely be noticed if we were to send a couple of them to go shopping?
Oh, you mean like putting them in normal clothes?
Yeah.
Maybe. They would, maybe. You haven't seen male dwarves walking around without someone like a guard, like a dwagar, leading them around by a chain or something. It looks like females and children sometimes are on their own, but you haven't seen a male so far on their own.
Question. When we got all of these guys, were they like bloody?
Many of them were, having just been beaten to the ground.
Did we notice anything weird about their blood when we saw them all?
No, you were very busy.
What about now? I imagine they haven't had time to clean up.
They look okay.
Nothing weird.
They're not seeping black ooze out of their cuts. No.
That's good. That's good. Just, you know.
Not right now.
So
Great.
there are two other things I'm starting to see on this. So there's also the warehouse district.
Yes.
Is there?
That would be like lots of storage of like minerals and stuff. The dwarves are miners. The dwarves will readily tell you there are several mines within a day's journey from this location that Henbor was responsible for mining out. So the warehouse district stores tons of raw materials and gold, like stones that have a large veins of gold are brought to the warehouse district, and then they're kind of teamed out until you have the raw gold. They also have dry goods storage, like food and rice storage, bean storage for the whole city, like rations.
Okay, so that could be another.
They have like lumber and other building materials are also there. Think of it like a staging area.
Okay. There's also agriculture row
Yes.
here on this corner of the city. And probably in general, like as we're seeing, there's all these important key places on this side. There's probably less guards in general on this side.
That would make sense.
Would?
But I don't know if they would keep all the other male dwarves who would increase the ability to fight. Are
Well, they could be farming those areas.
well, there's the ones outside and the ones inside. So I don't know which ones are more likely to be infested with this contamination, or even if we got rid of the spire, if that would change anything.
Yeah. What's done might be done, as far as that goes.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it's a constant thing that they have to have going. You would think that if it wasn't, they could just have the spire running for a little while, infect all the people that they wanted, and then just kind of stop having to spread that.
Why
I wonder
would
if
they
it's
stop?
I'm just wondering if it's a thing that they have to have constantly in the air to keep people infected. If people were to leave this area and stay long enough away from like the spores.
I think someone mentioned that there was something up there that was causing the contamination to spread. And as we've seen in the past, like sometimes getting rid of the thing that's causing it sometimes gets rid of the problem entirely. Like when we fought the necromancer.
Yeah. Oh man.
And if they do have a bunch of the infected stuff there, it's pretty explosive. It should be pretty easy to knock out
This
the
is
tower.
true. There's lots of goop up there. We could just make a giant goop bomb. I love exploding things. It's very fun. It's for science.
Yes.
I'm loving this. You guys are doing it on your own. You're thinking of the things that I hadn't thought of.
Hey, How far away is the library?
From where you are, which is like right around here, you're
Yeah.
looking at maybe a 10 to 15 minute walk.
Is
I
that
mean,
if we're being
talking
stealthy?
feet.
Feet?
Yes.
How far can you walk in 10 to 15 minutes? I don't know.
It's more of a question, how far can I teleport?
Math.
Aha.
Ah.
How far can I teleport?
You're looking at
Not at
probably
all.
like.
Well, if you run really fast, you can teleport.
Yeah, you can teleport anywhere
I mean,
you want as long as
you
it's running.
can, at 15-minute pace, you can
Length,
walk
length.
probably 3/4 of a mile. So that long.
You can teleport 60.
You're looking at
because
probably
you dash.
3,000.
About
4,000.
3,000 feet, probably 3,000 feet or so.
Okay. Can't go.
Ballpark around 3,000 feet.
Alright. Can't go that far. Can go 500.
I also
500 feet.
will take this opportunity to remind you that you also have a book that you could use at any moment.
What?
You have Renwald's book.
Oh god, not that.
Just pointing that out, in case you care.
Listen, he's an asshole. I'm tired of talking to him.
Yeah.
Although, this would give him a chance to let out his anger in a good way.
Yeah, I think he would kill everyone.
I mean, he loves blowing things up. If we provide him the opportunity to
Hey,
blow
look,
up a score
cool
tower...
thing to blow up. Blow it up. Here you go.
Get it. Go get it.
It's like when we drop food on the floor and Loki is confused about where it's at, and we show him, and then
Do
he's
you-
really happy.
Do you think he knows that, about the other dwarves?
I don't know.
Because
I don't know how much
if
he
you-
knows at all.
if he only talks to the upper dwarves...
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Unless he's part of the problem here.
I like Philip.
Maybe.
I heard that, yeah.
Maybe. There's a good chance that he is. Anything super horrible, I'm usually like, this probably has something to do with Rinwald.
So with all that in mind, I think if anytime we contact him, it should be a party vote.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Should it be unanimous or majority?
I think majority.
Yeah. We could do the democracy thing.
What's democracy?
I don't know.
I mean, Matt's asleep right now, so...
God damn it.
It's true. Matt just took a nap.
He is always sleeping.
Yeah,
That makes it easier to vote because that means it's odd now.
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Could just raise his hand for him. He is a puppet.
Does Margaret get a vote?
She's not.
Margaret's not
Margaret's
here.
not here.
For sure.
He's in jail.
With the
She's
elves.
in the elven jail. Last you heard.
They were like abominations.
She's either in jail or running the Elven Empire.
This
One
is
of the
true.
We don't know.
We're not
Really
really
sure.
checked close enough.
She is now pretending to be their king, and everything's fine.
You weren't in Rontarwa. You weren't in the capital city. It's not like she took over like the emperor of the elven
No, it's
civilization.
just the dude that
if
was
that's the
wearing the
case.
crown.
Yeah.
Is the one I'm
Well, he
talking
didn't have a crown when you met him. He does now.
about. Yeah.
I mean, the one who
Could have
turned...
worked her way up the.
She's
Just
probably
could have,
halfway
shouldn't.
to the capital by now.
Controlling people as she goes, yeah. Little insurgent.
We come back and she's like, I run the elves and the humans.
It's really nice.
Everyone's just under
Very
me now.
convenient.
What have we done?
There's a lot more rotten flesh in the city now.
We should cook
Food.
Oh man.
Who, man?
So
So,
we
For
really need more people, but there's no sense in getting more people if they're all gonna be super weak and
I mean, we can
easily
get
killable.
one more from there.
Or control.
He's not going to be weak.
Ugh.
One more from where?
As much as
From
I'd
the
like
book.
to see him come here and rain down chaos, he is not
The humans...
discriminatory in the chaos that he does rain down, and
Everyone's going to die. More people are going to.
lots of people are going to get
Senselessly
smooshed
bad.
Do the
and
dwarves
blown up.
have an approximate guess of how many are guarding
I
the
don't like
prison?
Grinwald at all, so my vote will
The
always
dwarves don't know. They've been walking around the outside. They would guess, based on their tactical understanding, that more than 10. Probably more than 10.
What about we just ask him if he knew about the dwarves under the underground?
Hmm. What if he didn't and he's like, ooh, a new thing that I can come control and fuck up? I'm sure he probably knew.
Would Renwald bring down meteors and like break through the ground to get here?
He'd break
We
off.
asked this
You don't know how the spell would work. You don't know how he would get there. That's a good point. How
He would
he get
snap his fingers and appear next to us and be like, what's up, guys? And he'll be eating a turkey leg, and then he will snap his fingers again, and all the meteors will rain down from the inside of the cave and destroy everything. That's just my imagining, anyway.
I think that's what would happen.
I
Lots of
believe
finger
Sounds right.
snapping and turkey leg eating.
Yeah, pretty much.
I believe he has a way of getting to places that are important to him.
Yes. Why don't we save that as the oh shit button? And,
I mean, I think things are pretty bad as it is. Like, there's 6 of us trying to reclaim a whole city. We're essentially going up against an army.
So you're saying that we're not that great? Because we aren't, and oh my god, what are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure, we fought some monsters. We've saved a island, quote unquote, saved an island by kind of screwing it up at the same time.
It's our own particular brand of saving things.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's also the cave dragon. Like, we don't know when that will come into play.
True. Did they say that they were, quote unquote, friendly with the cave dragon? Or did they say
They
that
said the drow brought the cave
Okay,
dragon
that's
with
what it
them.
was.
And that's what broke them through the wall.
Ah.
So, I'm wondering how...
Wait, through the wall of the city?
Yeah.
I'm wondering how the cave
I'll
dragon...
let you know that the agricultural district had a massive hole in it.
I thought the gates were already open.
The gates are open now.
Oh, I thought the gates were already open when they came.
Oh, yeah, when they came, they were open. The dwarves will relay to you that there was a lot of chaos.
Mhm.
The drow came, the Dwagar came, and began attacking the city. This was total surprise to them, though they knew that other civilizations were going, other areas in Dawnhammer were getting lost, so they knew that eventually this would come. So they had some amount of readiness, but they did attack surprisingly. So several Dwagar and drow made it into the city before the gates got shut. Chaos ensued, and instead of having the gates reopened by the insurgents that got in, the cave dragon came out, and it was basically like insult to injury. They were winning before the cave dragon got there, and this was just like now you have no wall around your city. So they broke a huge wall. They broke a huge section by the west gate.
Why is the cave dragon helping them? What does the
Curious.
cave dragon want from this place? Do I know enough about dragons to know that they are, like, intelligent in some way?
You know that they are intelligent. Yes, dragons are. Most dragons are intelligent. You're not sure about a cave dragon; those are fairly rare.
Well,
Can I
I would
make-
just assume.
Also,
that
dragons in general are fairly rare.
Didn't you read up on
Yeah,
dragons?
can I make an intelligence check to see if I know read anything about it?
Yes, you did read up about these dudes, didn't
I'm
you?
just wondering if they're
Hand me the tome of
controlling
beasts,
it or
please.
if they have
Purple
promised
book,
it
bottom.
something.
There you go.
It's just intelligence
Whatever.
checks.
What?
So
Yep, you're good. Thank you.
You're a kind man.
Thanks.
Do it. Roll a 20. Never mind.
I skipped that page.
What?
I got a 2.
Yeah. Let me see.
Didn't come across
Let me
that.
see what you think.
Oh god.
Damn it.
2.
I think everyone
You
needs the
are-
luck feet.
Pretty sure
I mean,
In
someone else
fact,
could use
very
feet on
sure.
the luck on this.
that these are some of the most intelligent dragons, which are actually slightly weaker than other dragons, and they tend to do some sort of acid type damage, which might be what got them through the wall. They might have melted through the wall instead of broken through it. It could have been like a misunderstanding. You're also where they have excellent eyesight. Better than other dragons. to your understanding.
So we should not take those as facts, but as.
I think it's the
what we
opposite of like everything he said.
Like,
Him rolling indicates that this is what Voss remembers, and that you don't know that he is either. You don't know he's misremembering. He doesn't know he's misremembering. He's like, cave dragon. I think it's got something to do with acid. It's pretty smart. Can see real well.
Maybe we can go ask.
would I misremember or would I not remember in the case of failing?
With a 2, I'd say misremember. With a
Okay.
10, I'd say not remember.
Okay.
2's pretty low.
Yeah, no, I'm accepting that. I was just like... I was
Did you
wondering.
roll a 2 and then what's your bonus?
There is no bonus.
Yeah, I think you misremember.
Yeah,
Not
intelligence.
quite sure.
So do you think dragons are poodles now?
Even with your 2, you're aware that dragons are usually individualistic. This is just a general thing that everyone knows. They're usually individualistic, and they're obviously quite tough.
I wonder if we could talk to it.
Yeah, I think we
You're
could
also
ask
aware
them,
that almost
maybe.
every dragon ever has the ability to speak. They can
If
talk to
we
you.
Ask
promise
them
it something better than whatever the drow are giving it, we could have a cave dragon. Or it could be infected with that spore thing, and they could just be using it like that.
Yeah, that could be in... That might be what's happening. That would be concerning.
That is a very scary possibility.
So it might alert them that we're doing stuff.
Yes. Or it could just, hate us and kill us on sight. Yeah.
I mean, I was able to befriend Rudolph.
For the folks at home, Rudolph, there was a Christmas episode of our game that we did before we started recording, and Rudolph was a deranged, ravenous woodland beast reindeer that had like this demonic traits to it. It had been corrupted by Jack Frost, the evil frost giant, and was destroying basically Santa's workshop. So the party went in and befriended Rudolph and saved him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
God, we're heroes.
I know.
Santa gave me his bag.
Yeah, he
I'm
did.
holding.
You ever get that wand?
No.
Not midwinter yet. He said he would give it to you on midwinter.
It was all a
This
dream.
Amazon shipping sucks.
Savages.
So many possibilities. Don't know
So many
which
ways
one
for it to go
do.
wrong.
All the ways for it to go wrong.
I will tell you, there's no right way of accomplishing this.
But there is a wrong way.
Even if
Probably.
there were, we wouldn't fucking do it. Have you seen us?
Yeah, you like to murder some blacksmiths.
I had nothing to do with that. Again, I'd just like to point that out.
The party member is no longer here.
Both party members are no longer here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the play, guys?
What about asking about Vizago? See if Renwald's heard about giant bat-like thing.
That might make him come here.
You really want to talk to Ren?
Giant bat thing.
I'm just wanting to get as much information as possible. Like, see if he can tell us anything.
Perhaps.
I mean, in the past, he's just said bring him something. He's very rarely actually come to the place.
He's a very busy man, being a mass murderer and all. It's
Yeah.
very,
Again, if the party doesn't want to do this, I will completely stop bringing this up.
I'm against it.
I don't mind knowing more.
Is that good for everybody? Can we all
Yes.
see it?
Yes.
Excellent.
I don't mind knowing more, and I would like to know more about the things that are happening here. But I'm worried that it will come at a great cost asking him about these things. My thirst for knowledge is very strong, and I feel like if I do the wrong thing, it might end up costing us a lot.
Roland, what about you?
I feel like Reynolds should be a last resort.
Okay.
Just like a big red button you push.
So no for now, but how long does that red button take to activate?
Until things start going to shit.
What's a red button?
What is it?
He means a red flag.
Yes.
It's the oh shit button.
The oh shit
So
flag.
if everything goes wrong, maybe that's our white flag. We raise the white flag and then,
Alright, we give up. You can bomb the place. It's
and then
fine.
we just quickly sign the book.
Yeah.
Hope help comes.
Yes.
Is there any way we can reach anyone outside in the original Dwarven?
There were. That would take. We'd have to go through another Dwagar encampment in order to get out of here.
We can't send messages via magic.
Via thinky power.
Yeah.
We don't have any. I don't believe we have any ways of contacting people outside.
We have that crazy dude. But I don't know if he'd actually be able to help.
Crazy dude.
The crazy armor dude who just
Oh,
blew
what's his
everything
name?
up.
It's
I'm never gonna remember his
Artemis?
name.
Artemis.
Artemis.
Because we actually met Artemis, would we not be able to maybe send him a message? I don't know if he'd actually do anything. But
Looney
maybe
Tunes
it might
character,
help.
maybe.
It's
If
the
I'm
only
being
person.
honest
We also met
here,
the magic dude at the Dwarven thing. The mansion or thing we went to.
well, I think
magic
if we
users
were
and
to
dwarves.
send Artemis some sort of message in his head and he heard another voice in his head, he would probably just disregard it as a normal thing.
Scratch Artemis. What about the
Do we even
magic
have a?
family we met?
Do we even have a way of sending a message?
I don't know.
Do you have a way? I don't have a way of sending someone a message.
I
No, I
am
don't.
useless in this situation.
Like
Just checking.
my spell only goes 120 feet. It's not very far.
Yeah, we're not. 100.
If we get you
120
real
feet
close
down
to the
and
ceiling,
then right directly.
I
We're
can
right.
yell.
Don't
Oh.
yell.
God, please don't yell.
These caves echo pretty well.
100-foot range.
What do you
No.
think, Rob? Or
Who's
Davey? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Got it. Yeah.
Rob? I don't trust
It's another character.
those dirty magic users.
So that's a no.
Thanks.
It's a no. It's a last resort. It's a to be determined. Still thinking about it.
yeah.
And a yes. Alright.
It's
So
interesting.
we'll
Yes.
we'll hold
think-
off on it for now, I think.
Maybe
It
we
looks
should
confusing.
explore a bit more and get a better idea of the situation before, and that might help us.
Yeah.
I do think gathering more supplies would be a good idea at this point. I also think that gathering more people who could help us would be a good idea. If we're gonna get the city back, we need way more people.
There isn't like people coming to this building right now, right? We don't hear. Do we hear like noise?
You do. There's plenty of movement around, shouts, but none of them seem to be heading specifically towards your building.
Okay. I'm just making sure that while we're having this conversation, that we're
No,
not
no one's
being
breaking down the door.
ambushed.
Oh God. Yeah.
That would be just our luck.
The dwarves seem to have picked a pretty solid hiding spot.
Listen, I thought the lizard farm was a great idea.
Yeah. A tiny hut that can hold like 5 people.
They'll never expect it because it's such a shitty hideout.
Or we could go back to our other idea and just free all the lizards and cause a distraction that way.
I wish we had enough lizards to,
Have a swarm.
I
of
wish we had a
lizards.
way of magically making them like 10 times bigger than they are, and then setting them
And then
free
kill
on the
everyone
city.
in the city with those instead.
No, the ones that got a taste for whatever.
Dwagar.
Yeah, Dwagar. So they only really like the taste of the Dwagar.
I don't know. When they get big
You
enough to
could
eat
do
whatever
an
they want, maybe they'll
handling
experiment.
check and
Damn
make
it.
them attack the...
So what we do is if we put one in the cave with the cave dragon, make it 10 times bigger, and then go
Yes.
giant monster battle.
Also,
Giant monster.
I would like to make one of them my mount.
You have to pay extra for that.
God. Every time.
It's like a $20 amount.
Ugh. It's not even like epic or legendary.
The cave dragon's probably the epic mount. Nah, more like a legendary mount.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of things and not decided on anything. That sounds...
Sounds like you.
Yeah, that's pretty much par for the course.
I say we break into the prison.
the heavily guarded prison
The heavily
Same.
guarded prison.
We could
and get more weak people
Yes.
to do what with?
To sit in a building and slowly.
see how many dwarves we can fit
Create
in one
an
building.
army.
A weak army that's tired
An army
and hungry.
nonetheless. They've still got fight in them.
If we get more dwarves,
You
that's
think they
like,
don't want their city back?
They do.
dwarves are very, very, very stubborn and hardy.
We're just gonna get a lot of them killed because they're tired,
I think that they were gonna die anyway.
like fodder.
They'd probably rather die fighting for their city than sitting in a cell.
What do you think, remaining awakened dwarf?
The one that's just been staring at us for an hour.
Yeah, I mean, there's one awake. It's the leader-ish looking guy. What did you ask him specifically?
Does he think that the dwarves would rather die fighting to get the city back than sitting there
Absolutely.
doing nothing?
Okay.
So do you think we should try to break as many out as we can at this point?
The way I see it, you have 3 viable options, and to varying degrees of honor. I would say the most honorable and right way of attacking this is freeing all our men in the prisons. They'll be weak. We probably won't be able to outfit all of them with weapons and armor, but at least we'll die in glorious combat with a very slim chance of victory, if we used them. That's assuming we went straight to war. I imagine that when we free all our men from the prison, that will be the point of no return for stealth.
Okay.
That many dwarves will be very difficult for us to hide effectively in the city. The second would be to deal with that big yellow spore tower. I don't really understand how this magic-y shit works, but I do know that we've been dealing with corruption. Dwarves and Dawnhammer have been dealing with corruption a long time. Usually if you kill the host, it frees those under it. It also hurts them quite a bit, so it could end up killing a significant amount of the infected. If it worked at all. I don't know. It looks like the source to me. I don't know. The third option, and I would consider this to be the least honorable, is finding out where all the Drow and Dwagar women and children are and holding them hostage. Forcing at least a significant portion of the Drow and Dwagar to throw down their arms, or we kill their families.
Who knows, they might be disgusting enough to just say, whatever, do it.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I'm not liking that third option.
That'd be us thinking that they throw down their arms. We wouldn't have to do it, but I wouldn't want to be in that position.
As a last resort, we could find our women and children and try to get them armed as well. Less effective and not well trained, but numbers can win the day.
I think that maybe not using them for battle, but seeing if they can help in other ways, gathering food and supplies.
What's to
Setting
gather?
traps.
Everything's here in the city,
That's what I mean.
just under
They're
guard.
very stealthy kids. They're small.
You want me to
Quick.
order the children to go and steal food? I think this would be a tactically disadvantage. If they get found out and get slaughtered by the dozen, it's going to kill morale. The morale of our soldiers is extremely low. We're strong people, but at some point we're just going to throw it in.
So you think freeing the prisoners?
I would
Is going to
consider
help
that a
us.
declaration of war.
So
it would be
we-
hard to hide them. So
we
when we
free
free the
them-
prisoners, we needed a very solid plan on how to hide them and where to hide them, or we need a very solid plan of attack where we hand them weapons and go do something right away. Probably fight Visago. Killing Visago would destabilize this whole city. They all seem to report to him in one way or another. Yes, the Dwagar captain, the Dwagar commander, and the Drow commander seem to lead the city's forces. There's also that shaman, or whatever.
Shaman?
The spore experimenty guy. We've
Oh,
heard
that
stories
guy.
about him.
With the pokey device.
With the pokey device, yeah.
Does he stay with Visago?
No. There's a speaker for Visago. It's a Dwagar.
Oh.
Usually he speaks for Visago. Apparently being in the presence of Visago unnerves some of the higher-ups in the armies.
I can't imagine why.
So maybe free
Well, I'm down
prisoners
for
and then
the
go to
prison break,
Visago,
a
and then
spore
disable with Visago.
destruction, or an
Well,
assassination mission.
We need to come up with a plan of what's going to happen after we free the
How to
prisoners.
get the weapons, how to maybe feed them so that they can.
And how's the even prison break gonna go down? Like,
You said you saw Visago, right?
Yes.
Is there any chance we could all sneak back in?
Doubtful. He's looking for us. Maybe we might be able to sneak back in, but as soon as we get in there, we're gonna be trapped in a library with a giant bat demon. So
Then we kill him.
maybe. I think it's less him being trapped in the library with us and us being trapped in the library with him. Eating our faces and ripping our arms off. And then beating the other people to death with our arms. That's just how I imagine it would go down. I don't
We
actually
should
know.
have more pride. We killed a Hydra.
one hit.
Yes. How could I forget?
The greatest warriors of all time.
Oh.
I mean, maybe just a fireball in the face will do it. Work for the Hydra.
Or maybe that will just tickle his nose and make him a little annoyed.
Yeah.
I think having more people at least to distract him so he doesn't target us specifically.
Yeah, who says we'll even make it to him before we die horribly? He's got some pretty heavy people in there with him.
I mean, let's see here. So, we don't really want them nearby when we're going to kill the Drow commander, probably.
Hmm.
I think killing the Drow commander will at least... What do you think would happen if we killed the Drow commander? Like, we talked about that, I think, a bit more last time.
I don't know how their military is structured, but as a commander myself, I would imagine that killing their leader would activate the chain of command. There's probably someone in line to take over for him. Killing him, while it would destabilize them for a short time, quickly the next in line would take his place. You would have to kill him and probably maybe the next two in line to really get them confused about who's in charge. And at that point, the Dwagar commander may actually take control of their forces. It's impossible for me to say exactly how their army will react.
Okay.
But the Drow are, to my understanding, more organized than the Dwagar are.
Yeah.
They also are here in smaller numbers.
Hmm. And
They're
they
also basically the
apparently-
boogeymen.
They apparently control a cave dragon, so that's good.
The Drow are very tenacious. Even the Dwagar have had conflict with them for hundreds of years. It is surprising to see them working together. I suspect a darker power has made this happen.
That is what I'm thinking too. Do you have any idea what they could have promised this dragon, or
Maybe it's
I don't know.
any
It's more like
rumors, whisperings?
promise this. You mean the cave dragon?
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never seen one before till it was knocking down our walls.
I'm just confused as to why it would help at all. Why does a cave dragon give a shit about anything
the spores.
these tiny little ant people do?
I don't know. The Drow have accomplished incredible things in the Underdark.
Maybe if the commander won't. But
The commander is also a male, I should say. From my understanding, it's a male, which is odd. They have a matriarchy. Usually leaders are women in the Drow.
So he could just be like a little weak pawn that they sent out.
Possibly the face
Or,
of the commander.
Or someone that diverged.
Hmm.
He could be working with the Dwagar based on his own accord and his men followed him. I'm surprised that the priestess that was leading us around by our chains wasn't actually running the military. She didn't seem to be in charge. She seemed to be reporting to someone else.
So
Though we never saw them.
I think you're right then. I think they're being controlled by something way scarier than Bat Bro in the library.
Yes, I agree. An Estrier.
What?
Oh, the dragon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think Visago is in charge at all. Visago seems to be, at best, one of the higher captains for the dragon. Odd that a demon would serve a dragon, though.
Maybe the dragon isn't a dragon at all.
Looked like a dragon to me.
Magic can make anything look like anything.
You would know better than me. I don't use much of that magic shit. We dwarves are more of a fan of enchantment and runic magic. Less the casty cast and more the smacky smack.
I do enjoy the smacky smack more than the flailing.
What do you guys think of the wizard Renwall?
Oh, I've heard of him when I was a boy. Fancy wizard. Came here a long, long time ago. Not when I was alive. I quite forget. Funny. Odd. I think I remember meeting him. Maybe.
Oh yes, I'm sure you did.
Yep, you definitely did.
Very sure you met him now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the reason
don't
why
believe
all of
so.
these people who wouldn't work together working together now is because of the spore or corruption influence. And the reason why their hierarchy isn't working as normal is because the spore is more in charge than the actual group of people.
It would be a very, very good tranquilizer, I'd imagine. So,
instead of taking the prisoners that we freed to the library, maybe we can take them to the spore tower instead, and hope that that is more likely to disable and maybe.
Also, and before you go make rash decisions, if you plan on fighting Visago, do it with our help. I saw him kill maybe 20 of my men in the initial battle.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem like he was slowing down at all.
We have to
Here's
weaken
what I'm
Visago somehow
thinking.
before we take him on.
here's what I'm thinking, and that was along the lines of that. We get some supplies, so when we do free the prisoners, we can actually outfit them and give them some food. We try to take out the tower first with these people. Maybe that will significantly reduce the power that Visago has here. And then we go attack Visago.
That's what I'm hoping. That's the only thing I can see that might weaken, so we don't go.
It sounds like killing their commanders isn't really going to do much as far as destabilizing. I think that if we go towards the tower first, it might be exactly what they expect us to do. It might be something that they don't expect us to do. But either way, I think going for that, once we have a bit more of a force, I think that will do the most damage. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. But it seems like that thing is being used to control a lot of people.
Yeah. Where do we go for supplies after we get people out of the prison? Like, at that point, we're no longer being stealthy.
I
We
was
have to get the
thinking
supplies
we
before.
go before.
So, make like a push up here to the market street, then go back to the prison.
Yes, I was thinking a couple of us could go steal what we can from Market Street, make use of my infinite bag of holding, try to take what we can as quickly as we can, get back here, and make our way to the prison. I think we have very little time left. They're already looking for us, and it's only a matter of time before they find us.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to also be no time left. Nothing we can do after we free the prisoners. We're going to have to go straight into fighting. There's no hiding after that, just like you said. It's...
How fortified did you guys say the outpost was when we came in?
The outpost?
Yeah. Before the city on the path.
It wasn't really.
I mean,
Was it?
there was some. Wasn't there like catapults and stuff like that, or was that something else? I think they had some. They had some weapons, and all the buildings were built into the walls,
Yeah.
and there were guards all around. And after we basically just ran through there, they're probably more secure this time.
That is true.
So it's probably unfeasible to gather the women, children, and the army, free the prison, and then escape from the city back towards Dawnhammer.
With the army, we could probably get through.
That's true. I don't know how.
We would be leaving a number behind, inevitably.
That,
That
and
route.
I don't know how they'd feel about running away from their city.
But we could.
And who's to say they're accepted when we get back to Dawnhammer?
We are.
I know nothing.
Yeah, something funky's going on with that. I don't know what it is. But they said that when the dragon came through Hinbor, he flew up towards there.
Hmm?
The big dragon, I keep forgetting his name.
Inestrier.
Yeah, Anestrier. They said that when he flew over Hinbor, he flew up and out.
Not up.
Yeah, but up towards Dawnhammer.
No.
No?
He flew north. Actually, you don't know the direction that is, but where's your map? Grab me your map. He flew, Inestrier flew into Henbor from this direction. From, this is actually like this. This is actually like how this map will look on the actual world map. So this is north.
I can't see.
This is south.
Can you?
Yes. So this is north. This
Yes.
is south.
Okay, I see.
So Inestrier flew in from the north and then went east.
Okay.
He took the east passage.
Went to a mine.
Yes.
I mean, he could be anywhere by now.
It's also on the way to that other city.
Okay, well that makes me feel a little better that he wasn't just flying back to his home filled with dwarves that are loyal to him.
On the
Maybe.
surface.
Yeah.
Hard to say. There you
If that was the case, then
That was.
I think the
I'm
book would
thinking
be.
worst case scenario
Book would
here.
be a viable
Well,
option.
at that point, I'd rather just
Yeah,
get
that,
Renwald involved.
that would be Meteor Time Land, I think.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Okay, whoever that is. Yeah, that's what I've got. Find supplies, come back, make a pass for the prison with the people that we have. It'll also give them more time to rest while we look for supplies. They could be resting.
I don't know. I don't think we can all go in case they're found out or
Some of
whatnot.
us have to stay here.
Yeah, I think that,
As much as I don't like splitting the party.
yeah. As long as we don't... Okay. What if we go find supplies? We don't come back to this house at all, because that might lead them here if we're found or heard or whatever. I have this horn that we can blow to signal them to make a run for the prison. I can signal one of you guys that stay behind silently without anyone knowing what's going on. And that could be the...
Signal to move out.
Yes.
What do
That
you guys
way I
think?
can take the supplies with me, break them out. I just start pulling stuff out of the bag. Magic, woo. And then we make our way towards the tower. I'm thinking going the left side around towards the tower would be best. Like you said, I think it's going to be less guarded
Mm-hmm.
than the other.
And we'll free people as we see them, I guess, or
Yeah.
What? How are you gonna silently signal them?
I have this horn that that we took from the
Oh, right.
Dwagar.
How does that
leaders.
work? How do we hear it instead of them?
It's just some symbols on it. It's magical.
So it goes out to whoever you want it to. The sound.
Yes.
Mhm.
Ah, okay.
Only they can hear it. No one else can hear the sound.
Cool.
As long as you're within 600 feet of me when I do it.
I think we'll be within 600.
well, I mean, in terms of distance, this is 3,000. This would be about maybe 2,000.
Yeah.
So we'd have to
I
be
would plan on getting close
here,
enough to like
almost.
the left side.
you'd have to be here almost before we can even you'd even be able to hear it. We'd almost have to be at the prison already.
That is the idea.
What does Roland Davy think?
I think a distraction would be good. How big are the barracks? Are they made of? Is it made of stone or?
The barracks is in an open area with tents and like one large gray building, but the rest is like thick canvas tents, but open, no walls around it.
Are they like? So that's for the Draugr and Drower?
You imagine that's what they think. They haven't seen it.
We could fireball the barracks, and while they're busy doing that, we do other things.
I think maybe we could do that on our way to the tower.
We might want the distraction breaking out the prison
That's true.
and stealing from the market district.
Well,
might-
my only concern with that distraction is it's too far away from the prison to actually have any immediate effects. Like, if the
Fireball
Drow
other
commander
place.
were suddenly to die,
I don't
and
know.
we carried his corpse into the prison,
Is there
Hey
like
guys!
an alcohol store at the barracks you can blow up?
Ah yes, the
It's a
story there.
dwarven city.
Yes.
Somewhere there's alcohol.
It will incite
Definitely.
extreme panic if
and
you destroy
Matt
the
is
booze.
still asleep to not go against your argument.
I lift up Matt's hand. Yeah, guys, do whatever you want.
But I think
Also, I love Dick. Yep, that's.
I think we should hold off on the barracks a bit and let the dwarves rest a tad bit.
Davey, what do you think?
Planning is hard.
Yeah. No one wants to do the wrong thing.
I
No
mean,
one wants
it's
to
all gonna-
accidentally kill a whole
It's
bunch
us.
of people.
It's gonna go to shit no matter what. We just have to pretend.
At least we'll have a plan we can go back to instead of just winging it
That's true.
all the time.
Oh man.
I think we've already started to gather an army. Why not gather more?
Alright, so we still gotta get them
So who
Stuff,
would
materials.
like to go with me to
I have
Steal
invisibility.
well, wouldn't you have to go because it's a proximity spell to be invisible? I don't know how it
No,
works.
once you cast it, it's on you.
Okay, cool.
I think she can do it now as well.
I can.
Sweet.
So it doesn't have to be me. Anyways, that would be one of my 2 spells for an hour.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing any fireballs, that's also one of those 2 spells.
Maybe you should just be on fireball duty.
Yeah. Then there's also Dimension Door, where I can teleport 500 feet
Ah.
in any specified direction.
Alright, so I have to cast it at level 3.
So I can go in and go out of somewhere really easily.
It would be nice to steal everything, dimension door into a building near the prison, and then blow the signal horn.
The only place I think it would not be as effective is the library, because they already know about our existence.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be really a surprise. I feel like if we go in there at all, it's going to be Vizago on you.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And cats do not always land on their feet when they fall.
Ah. See, I always thought that was true. Thank you for dispelling that slightly racist rumor.
It is.
So go collect stuff in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Who's going?
I'll go.
Alright. Are you 2 going?
Yeah.
Is anyone else going?
I don't know how many people you can make it.
Nar.
Well, I don't want to cast a 4th level spell, so 2.
Alright.
Do you not have any 4th level spell?
No, I don't.
Why do you have Chain Lightning?
Don't question my decisions. I don't know. I'm getting spells with a theme.
Oh, you're just getting ready to take them, or?
Well, I have them already.
Oh, I was just questioning that.
Oh, that's just one so I remember. So when I get 6th level spells, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, that's what I was confused with.
Yeah.
It's like you can cast.
You didn't know I handed out a 6th level spell?
No,
Level 8?
no,
I
I
got a
saw
6th
that
level
and I
spell.
wanted it. So I'm like, oh, this is good to remember so I don't forget that
I
I'm
know
going to
the
get
enemies
this.
have some of them. It's just.
Can I get power word kill?
No.
What the hell is that?
It's a 9th level spell.
What the shit?
It just,
Can I get
it
wish?
just does what it says.
I want
Power.
wish.
It's a save or die or take a whole. Is it save or die or save,
Save or die.
Or
That's
save
it.
or take a whole bunch of damage?
Just save or die.
Wow. Jesus.
Well, you have to
have it a certain hit
amount of
point
hit
level, but it
points.
doesn't deal any damage if you're not at the hit point level.
Wow. Okay.
Everything we're gonna be fighting though.
It's a flat
Visago.
execution spell.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Momo won't be taking that.
Even possible.
It's okay, someone else has it.
Yeah.
Well, I know who has it, and he's a dick.
Yes, he is.
All right.
Don't talk about me like that.
You don't like magic.
Davies axe casts power word kill.
What spell's that?
100 hit points or fewer.
It's called smacking.
Wow.
So I
Yeah,
have the
I hope
ability to
I have-
sharpen my own axe with this whetstone.
Yeah.
So he
Just
almost
takes a
couldn't
while.
die.
Okay.
A few more levels, and
That's
that
my
spell
favorite.
wouldn't work on him directly at full health. Everyone
you
else,
about-
just instant.
About 5 solid minutes. But you got it.
Okay.
So whetstone get used up.
Yes.
I will ask
I could
the
take power word kill.
dwarf bro
Yeah.
to mark the blacksmith, the food place, and the alchemist place where they have like health potions and stuff.
Dwarf Bro will relay to you those are all right next door to each other and on one road.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, I just want him to like mark which stores they are, so I'm going
They
to
have
the right
signs.
place. Okay. Thank you for your help, dwarf bro. Just trying to
Dwarf
save your
bro.
city.
You're doing a great job.
The longer it takes us to look around and try to find something,
Pretty
Alright.
big signs.
I can't.
Can you read?
No.
Oh, okay. The alchemist shop has a big potion sign. The bank has a big gold coin sign.
I don't care about
The
the
dry goods store has a big barrel sign.
Okay.
And what else are you looking for? The blacksmith has a hammer and anvil sign.
Okay. I was just kidding. I can read.
There's
It's
oh, okay. Well, fuck you then.
just wanted to make sure.
All right.
All right, let's go.
Casting invisibility on her and myself.
Yay!
Hey,
Goodbye,
look, guys.
spell.
Look, you can't see me.
Oh my god.
Does dwarf speak common?
It does not.
Okay. Then I retroactively get rid of all the conversation I had with him.
Actually, he may speak common. Wait,
I don't know what
And
I
he
want.
translated.
I think he can.
They're
I think
not
he can.
uneducated.
You're right. He can definitely. Yeah, of course they can speak common. They speak Dwarvish and common. I was thinking of Dwagar, who don't speak common.
No, they're stupid.
Sure. Yeah,
Under
the dwarf can speak common.
Okay.
Prefer to.
Retroactively.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
You forgot, and then you remember, and then you forgot, and you remember.
The dwarves speak common, but it's like barely conversational common. They would prefer to speak in Dwarvish, especially here. But common is a language they know.
Yay! Cool. All right, let's do this thing.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna go get supplies, and then whenever we get the alarm, we'll head out, I guess. Or if you don't get caught, I guess just come back here.
Yeah.
If you do get caught, though, don't come back here.
I'll try not to. I'll make sure to tell them exactly where you guys are.
Alrighty then.
I have food in the oven.
What?
Well, feed the army, then.
Okay.
I'll go feed them.
I will call you guys with the horn randomly, whichever one of you
Oh,
I
she
feel
meant,
at that
she
moment.
meant literally.
Yeah, she literally has to.
Just finding the appropriate monster with which to kill you.
I'm invisible!
Oh,
I cast Kill DM.
it's super effective.
The most powerful of all the spells.
Where is it?
Nat 100.
Nat 100. Holy shit. I am so dead. Like,
Deadest.
I'm really dead. Like straight dead.
Super dead.
Mr. Deadman.
Bring me a dream.
No, not
Not that kind of thing. Okay, obviously not going the right direction in this thing. Please, oh please, great and powerful book. Give me the thing that I so desire. Thank you.
I don't know where to put them. And
Got
I
it.
didn't bring up plates.
Okay, sweet.
Yay!
Egg tarts!
Egg tarts!
Woo! Alright, you guys are invisible.
Yay!
And off you go to Market Street. There are several. You get about 20 feet from the front door while invisible before you see off in the distance a couple of women dwarf having a scuffle with a couple of Dwagar and a drow. They're being dragged off toward the gate in that direction, and the drow has a long length of rope over his shoulder. You continue on.
Can't do anything. It'll fuck up the whole operation. We really can't do anything. I hate
Alright.
everything.
Sure.
Yeah, we can't
You continue on, leaving her behind.
Yeah.
And you head through the city. One patrol that stands out. There are several Dwagar patrols, now in a little bit higher numbers. And you're starting to see different Dwagar, like perhaps the more equipped looking. They look different. Some of them have robes, some of them have better weapons and armor. Looks like more advanced troops have been called out to deal with whatever's going on. One group of Dwagar and a drow. One of the Dwagar is riding this drow. It's a drow from the waist up, but the bottom half is a massive spider, giant
Ew.
spider, and it just walks along with a spear in its hand and reins around its neck, and the one Dwagar is riding it through.
That's disgusting.
It seems to be only with other Dwagar, and they have like a prod, so obviously they don't treat this drow with much respect. It was once a drow, now something entirely different. There's one of those, guy riding it, and 4 Dwagar with this thing.
I'm gonna wait for that to pass.
You see one more of that sort of patrol in this area, and then you make it to Market Street. Market Street has about 2 of the standard Dwagar standing out front of each shop. Yeah, they all the shops seem to be open for business.
Oh,
Doors are open, braziers are on, or torches and sconces are on. Lit.
it's lit.
It's lit.
Cool.
It's really lit.
So, should we try to sneak in through the...
Overhead, you see the swooping of black wings,
Yay!
just kind of circling the library at a distance, just kind of observing.
I would imagine they have a way to get in through the back. We can look.
Yeah, we'll look to see if there's any like back doors, side doors.
There are back doors on all of these buildings.
Are there guards around them?
1 or 2 have a guard. Mostly it's in the back here, it seems to be just 2 Dwagar having a conversation.
So, what are we closest to now? I want to try to get to the 3 stores that I said first.
Right now you're closest to the dry goods store, right next to that is the alchemical shop, right next to that is the blacksmith, and right next to that is the bank.
Okay. Let's walk into the back door of the dry goods place. Is there like a store?
Jingle, jingle, it's locked.
Cool. I can do this. I will try to pick the lock.
Does that make you not invisible?
No, I'm not casting a spell or attacking.
Alright.
I think that's how it works.
Is it not using your action to interact with something?
Well, in that case, I would become
I don't know, so
invisible
let's
if
check.
I touch anything.
Invisibility is.
It's a little sketchy sometimes, how it reacts to things.
Yeah, like what you can and cannot do. Visibility. Within the target, bro. The spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell.
Oh, great. So you're
Cool.
good. Yeah, you can pick a lock.
We can do basic things.
Okay. I would use my my tools, my tinkering tools to do this.
Sure. That means you're trying to cut the lock, not pick the lock, or break the lock in some way to release it. You're trying to destroy the lock more than
Yes.
pick the lock.
Any way that I can just like effectively and quietly.
Yeah. Okay. There are 2 Dwagar having a conversation about 25 feet away from you, but yes, you can try to accomplish this quietly.
Okay. What am I gonna have to roll to try to accomplish it quietly?
Stealth first.
Do I get advantage because I'm invisible? Did we determine
This
what
is
this
a listening thing more than a I can't see you thing.
Okay. Stealthy. 22.
Wow. Yep. They are oblivious.
Good.
And
Really
do I
oblivious.
roll tinker check for this, or do you want me
Yeah.
to roll something else?
Tinker.
I don't even remember what that is. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's just Dex.
I think you're
Was
right.
it Dex,
Dex
or
plus
was it
proficiency.
intelligence?
Dex plus
Oh, it
proficiency.
could be intelligence. But everyone's higher.
You're so nice.
I know.
Let's say 20.
Yeah. The lock is sturdy and strong and would be difficult to pick, and even more difficult to break. But you have done so.
Alright.
You've broken this internal lock in such a way that it releases the pin and you're allowed to go. I don't know.
Push open the doors one finger. Okay, it's squeaking. I stop.
It's a metal door on stone, so
Do
it
they
does make.
seem like they're
No,
hearing
they
this?
seem pretty into their conversation.
Peek my head in.
The room is lit. This back area seems to be like a lot of storage in boxes and shit.
Yeah?
They're pretty big,
Okay.
like 2-person to lift kind of things. They're kind of like, think Costco pallets, of like amount of crap, so you can maybe open them and look
Yes.
inside.
You stay here. Make a very, like, snap your fingers quietly or something. Or just stick your head in here and say something if shit goes down.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna walk in slowly, look around. Is there anyone back here?
Nope. Okay, no.
Then I'm gonna look in the closest thing to me.
You open this crate up, and it has.
Oh, good.
Money. Nice rich.
It has a large amount of grain. It
Grain?
has sacks of grain in here.
Okay. The next one. What has it got in it?
Rice.
It's got what?
Rice.
Next one.
Dehydrated meats and such. Okay. You shovel a bit of that in there. They're heavy. There's like 20-pound bags. Lift that up. In they go.
Good.
You're also starting to make a bit of noise because, I mean, you're opening up crates
Yes.
and pulling shit out.
Do I see anything?
No, your people don't seem to react, but someone walked into the room. This is a drow woman.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look a whole lot different than Ledreth. You haven't seen a whole lot of drow, and they all just look alike to you.
Cool. How many bags did I get?
You got 3 bags. It's about 60 pounds of dried meat.
Cool. I walk through the fucking door.
Yeah, the drow comes over. What's going on here? And rushes past you and throws open the door and calls out to the Dwagger in a language you don't understand. And they stand up at attention, look around real quick, and then rush in there, observe what you've done, and then
Past the...
there seems to be some shouting between the Dwagger in the front, the Dwagger in the back, and a search begins.
Cool. What's next door?
Next door is the alchemical shop.
Does it look like the guards in the front of the shops are moving now?
Yes.
Cool. I walk into the front.
I'm like behind her looking to see if
More
anyone's
like
like.
moving in a way that patrols than a way that like they'd leave unguarded. Yeah, you walk in through the front door, which is open.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Another drow woman is running this one a little bit older.
Is she, looking around concerned?
Yes.
Like, around her stuff? Or, like, is she walking outside to see what's going
No,
on?
she's maintaining a solid watch.
Okay.
These folks are pretty smart.
Well, that's unfortunate.
She's watching for anything to move on the shelves. Any kind of movement at all. And you see that she has something in her hand under the counter.
Okay, well, I walk out of the shop, because fuck that. Is the blacksmith's place more open because they have to have, like, a forge and, like, a fire going? Is there, like, an open spot?
The blacksmith's place has 2 guards that have remained out front of it, and it looks like it's been boarded up. The front door
Boarded up.
and windows have been.
There's not, like, an outside place?
Yeah, there's an outside like forge place with some
Is-
kind of strange column thing that probably chimneys the smoke out.
Oh. Is there anything laying around there?
Some nothing that's gonna constitute a weapon. You can get some solid pieces of iron that will someday be swords, but now are just more like sticks.
Okay. Is there a back door to this place?
There is.
Has it been boarded up, or is it open?
It hasn't been boarded up as much as ransacked.
Oh.
It looks like the door is off on its hinges on the ground, and it looks like crates have been smashed. All the weapons in here, for the most part, have been removed. You're able to, if you really sift through it, you can take the time to do so if you'd like. It'd be an investigation. But it looks like this place was ransacked.
Great.
There's plenty of ore and materials, but no weapons in sight.
Well, I don't have time to make weapons. Yeah, I can try to take time to investigate. How much time is it going to take? Depends on how I roll.
Correct.
Fantastic. Just That's an 18.
You are able to find a long sword under a table and 3 daggers.
Cool. I take them.
You also find 350 gold pieces.
Oh.
It's kind of hidden in a little compartment.
Take that too.
And right next to a back room where there's a bed, there is a bottle that is half filled with malt liquor.
Okay, I take that too.
Cool.
I
It
drink
has
it.
no cork. Oh, you take a drink of it?
Yes.
Man, this is dwarvish. It's just a step above turpentine.
Alright, I'm feeling good, and I walk out.
Yeah. You walk out, and you hear from above you, maybe what you would imagine the top of the building, you hear, I can see you.
Oh good, I blow the horn.
You look up and you see this big black creature. Its wings outstretched, and it's just staring at you and smiling.
Great. Cool.
Hello.
Fantastic. I love
Where are
it.
you going? What will you do next?
I don't know.
Okay.
I blow the horn.
And it makes no sound for you. Who do you choose?
We're
Okay.
too far away.
Are you?
Yeah, like
Market Street.
well,
Market Street's probably
I
about
don't know.
2,000 feet
You're
away.
not there.
I thought we were like, they were like,
this is something we talked about.
You
earlier.
can see Market
Yeah,
Street.
well.
Yeah, Market Street's here. This is where the library is, which we, and
Which
we're
we
here.
established.
oh,
just
we're
3,000.
that far down?
Yes,
Yes.
and we're
Okay,
3,000 feet from the
well-
library.
I would do that. So I would try to, I'd just quickly walk away towards a general direction of that area.
Okay. As you begin to walk away, the big black bat creature stays perched on his building and just waves. See you soon. And then a Dwagar who runs up and says something you don't understand to the big black creature. He looks down at it, smiles in this big, unnaturally wide smile, and dives on top of the Dwagar, rips its head off, and starts to eat it.
What the ever-loving fuck is going on?
As it looks up to you with a bit of brain and blood pouring out of its mouth, it says, "See you soon. Good luck.
Power
Good
walking.
luck. Be interesting. Do something exciting." And he grabs the Dwagar and flies off.
I don't think they're really working well together. He's just
Yeah, I think
there for
that
the
there's
entertainment of it.
their leadership seems to be slowly breaking down. That thing is insane. Can I find like an alleyway, some area between some buildings, close enough that I can sound the alarm?
Yeah, it's a bit of walk. I imagine you guys figure out where each other are, and you get together, and you
Yeah.
get to a point in which someone could hear the horn, surely, or you could just walk back.
Literally, I just
No one
hold my
seems to be
hand out till
following
she
you.
hits it, and then I
Saga
No
flew
one
the
seems-
other direction.
No one seems to be following us.
You're invisible still.
Yeah, but,
Except for that damn thing.
Okay.
Other Dwagar also saw Visago tear into the one, and they just quickly backstepped away.
Yeah.
I think that's
Alright.
good for everyone.
I think we should walk back to the hideout.
Walk back to the hideout. Isn't he following, watching us?
I think that he either knows and doesn't care because he's insane and he wants to see how this unfolds. Yeah, I'm going with that option actually. I don't think he cares.
Okay.
He's super insane and weird, and also I didn't get enough weapons to be able to be effective, but I got a lot of food.
That is good. We can at least feed them.
Yeah. Food that doesn't have to be cooked or prepared in any way. So, we can try to see what everyone else wants to do if they want to proceed with the attack of the prison with very little weapons. I imagine that we could probably take some of the weapons that the prison guards have, but as of right now, I don't really have a lot to be able to do much. But I do have this liquor. I take another drink. And that is what is getting me through this. So let's.
I'll wake you up in the morning.
Let's
It's
go.
like a horse kicked you right in the gut.
My sinuses are so clear.
Yeah.
Can we set that thing on fire?
Yes.
Leave enough to do that.
Yes. I believe that if you were to light a match around me right now, I would burst into flames.
Good to know.
You return back to your safe house of sorts.
I tap on the door.
You hear a tap on the door.
I stare at the door suspiciously.
It's me, you assholes. And I.
The door is locked,
Okay, don't.
obviously.
Is there a peephole?
Obviously,
No.
Things didn't go as planned.
if it wasn't us, we'd burst
I
through the door.
Open the door.
There's nothing there.
There's nothing
Close
there.
the door.
It's invisible.
I close the door.
God,
Oh, imagine you have a feeling of people trying to brush past you.
one of them
Eventually-
smells heavily like
It's
ethanol.
like, wow, it smells like my morning breakfast.
Wow.
So did we not decide on like a signal when they came back?
I guess not.
I open the door.
Yep. There they are.
My friends,
Invisible.
what fine weapons have you brought?
What did we find?
3 daggers and a long sword. Listen, they ransacked the whole place. There was nothing left.
We got a lot of food though.
But I have 60 pounds of beef jerky.
Lizard jerky, but yeah.
Lizard, of course.
Well, I don't know what else to call it.
that should be enough to fill their stomachs.
Oh yeah. One bag of this would feed everybody here.
And that's what I do.
Yeah, they go ham.
They
And
go
eat-
lizard jerky.
They go lizard jerky on this shit. They just tear that bag apart. It actually comes out in full lengths, about this long. So they just like munch on one, just one person, one each.
Oh, they're not doing the Lady and the Tramp?
No,
Okay.
not quite yet.
Okay.
Not quite yet. That's not Brokeback Mountain section of this
Okay.
campaign isn't until
Do
later.
they eat all of the meat?
No, just one bag of it.
Not one bag.
We still have 2 more bags.
Yep,
Oh,
40
we can
pounds
get
left of
2 things.
dry ration.
Anything interesting happen?
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Big bat dude saw us.
How'd he see you? You guys were invisible.
Yeah, I know.
And he ate one of the Dwalkar.
Yeah,
He ripped its head
he
off.
did not give a flying fuck. Literally about anything we were doing. He's insane, which is even more terrifying than just a sane thing taking control.
Yeah, definitely shouldn't bring Ren with you. He'd have a friend.
I think they would be best friends.
Sounds like a terrible idea. Still, even more so.
I'm not sure what to do. He knows we're doing stuff. He wants us to do something
Yeah,
interesting.
he wants it to be exciting.
I think he's bored.
Probably.
Must be hard being insane.
Alright.
But I came back instead of signaling to attack the prison because I don't think we have enough weapons to outfit everyone, but maybe between these and all the people at the prison that we kill, their weapons, it might be okay.
Yeah.
I did get a lot of food though, which is
Yes.
something we are sorely lacking.
We'll definitely need more food if this drags on very long.
Yeah. Well, we got 40 more pounds.
Yeah, that feeds all of these guys in one meal. But if we go to the
They ate
prison,
one
yeah, they ate one bag. But if we go to the prison, how many people are going to be there that we're going to have to feed?
Is there any
We don't have time to
source
fill
of
their bellies, just enough to get them to move.
pickaxes, maybe?
Yes,
Or from the
but
miners.
we have to think if this goes longer
Probably at the mines.
than a
That's
day.
pretty far.
Mm.
I
About
don't
a
even
day's
think
travel.
we could have that much food. Probably don't have time to
I
get that
don't
much
think
food.
that this is gonna go longer than a day.
Yeah.
Like 8
Once we
hours.
attack
Either
that
going to
prison,
die or
things
we're
are gonna
going to
pop
succeed.
off, and we're either going to fail miserably, or
Because at that point, all bets are off and you just raid food wherever you can find. No more sneaking.
Mm-hmm.
so we can attack the prison now. We can wait.
Well, the
Think
dwarves are
longer.
up. They have their food.
The longer we wait,
There's no
the worse this
time
is
like
gonna
the
get.
present.
Yeah.
Agreed. This is all we have right now.
Sure. Do
Alright.
you begin making your way to the prison? Do you bring your dwarves with you?
They would be coming with us, yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume so. Yes.
Alright.
Huzzah.
To the prison.
To the prison we
I
go.
give the dwarf leader the long sword and a
rundown.
dagger, and like, do
He-
you think these would be better than what you have?
He puts the dagger in his belt, takes the longsword. I know this weapon better than this. And he tosses the mace on the ground
Cool.
and just slots it into his
Use 2 more
armor on the
daggers.
back.
Yeah,
I'm
anyone
sorry, I
want
couldn't
to
find
use the
more.
mace now that it's free?
Just, yeah, we'll
Anybody?
just.
Everybody
Here,
seems to
someone
have
take it.
something equal to.
Dual
Okay.
wield maces?
Nope. Not their thing.
Alright, I'll take the mace and put it in my bag.
Great. You have a Dwagar mace.
Cool.
It's a mace.
Didn't I take some of their crossbows, or do they all have, like, crossbows?
Not all of them. You did take a few crossbows though.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
I can give some of those to the dwarves.
Yep. They're happy to. They have them equipped now.
Yay.
So you
They
have like
can
maybe
provide us
3
some-
ranged dwarves.
Cool. Better than none.
Yes, that's true.
So now we have 6
Alright,
ranged
guys.
people.
Let's,
Yay. Matthew, get out.
It's a weird thing.
Yes.
Slap him awake.
Yep.
The language of demons.
Alright, I'm up.
Cool.
Alright, time to kill prison guards.
Great. I'm on my way.
Here you go. I give him the alcohol.
Glug, 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 glug. Downs it, throws it ass on the bag, and says, I'm ready.
That was not.
I didn't think you'd drink all of it, but in retrospect, I probably should have known. That's okay. We have Fireball. Alright, let's go!
Alright, everybody comes out in this big group, and there's about 25 of you now, with
Better
including
than
the
nothing.
dwarves. It's true.
We're literally right next to the prison too.
Fairly
so.
gaunt
So,
Death March dwarves are
Dwarven
ready to go.
Captain Guy. What is your name?
Shit, I did not give you
Shit.
his name.
Shit.
Alright.
So, what,
Did I not give you his name?
what do you think, shit?
You didn't get his name?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
It's Krieg.
No, yeah, no, definitely not.
Huh. Okay.
Creed.
Yeah. K-R-E-I-G. Krieg.
It's
Great.
not Creed.
Craig. Krieg.
Yeah.
What do you think you've seen this prison a lot. You probably know how you would guard it. Therefore, you would know how people would try to get into it. So what should we avoid doing?
Attacking this prison is very dangerous. We're going to lose probably half of our men, but we'll gain more.
You guys
There's
stay safe. Leave it to us.
no problem. There's one thick wall with iron in the center around it, with one large entrance. The building is in the center. There's a small courtyard. If I were guarding it, I would have guards posted outside the wall. I would have a patrol going around the wall just in case. And then I would have the rest of my people inside the prison ready to ambush anyone that came inside.
It's probably what they have.
Fantastic.
There's also a flat roof where I would post archers.
Even more fantastic.
There's also other buildings around it where I would also post archers.
You walked around it a lot. Yes.
I have been... Yes.
When they were marching you.
No, I marched the outside of the city. This is inside the city. There will also be drow on the walls. If they have longbows, they can hit us from there.
Yeah. Do you think that they'll, I wonder if stealthy is the way to go, or if causing a distraction and chaos is the way to go.
He might outnumber us.
Oh, they're definitely gonna outnumber us. And they have more ranged people, probably.
How close can we get to look without them seeing us?
Are we still invisible?
By the time this has happened, probably not.
We probably should have scoped it out.
There is no time.
You go kill the Drow commander and send a message. Or we can go attack here. We are all very bad at making decisions.
It's a tough call. It's very tough choices here.
I mean, I feel like it's just gonna go to shit no matter what, so we don't really have a choice.
Would they change the guards or would it be posted inside? Would the dwarf know that?
Hmm?
Would they just change guards or would they just bunk here?
There are beds in the prison for guards, but not enough to fully reinforce it. So probably there is a changing of the guard at some point.
That'd probably be the best time.
But we don't know when that is.
Yeah, we have no idea what time that is.
They're also probably clever enough to have the changing of the guard be when there are double the amount of guards that are there, just
Oh, yeah.
moving them off shift.
They would go, there'd be double the guards, and they'd leave. It's not like they would just send half the people out.
Mm-hmm.
But if we could interfere with the changing of the guards, that might be good.
But we'd have to wait for that, and I don't know if we have time.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know when that is either.
Or how to interfere with them.
No.
I mean, killing them would be
That would also
interference.
It's pretty much the
So
direct
you
way
want
to interfere.
more guards in the mix.
No, we wouldn't wait until there were more guards there. We'd interfere with the changing of guards. Could at least tire them out. Or maybe get them to leave. They thought we were attacking somewhere else.
Decisions.
Is there even a way in for us? Or no?
There's just that.
There's
the
no
front
gate
door.
on the front. There,
Which we
it's
have no
just,
way of opening.
there's no gate.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. It's just an open. It's a wall around with an opening for you to walk into the courtyard, and then all the windows and doors. The windows are all barred, and the door is metal. So getting into the building is going to be shitty. But getting into the courtyard is just a matter of killing the people there.
Get some keys on
Or they just
He will also inform
Open the
you
door
that
and-
the only handle to open the door is on the inside.
Nice.
I'm assuming they might. No, they won't.
Oh, this might take long, but we might be able to pretend to be the changing of the guard.
I don't know.
How tall are you, Roland?
Oh, not us, the dwarves. I would not pass the dwarf.
Yeah.
You could walk around on your knees.
None of us can really speak their language, so
Yeah.
Not us, the dwarves.
Dwarves can speak Dwarvish.
Undercommon. You're talking about undercommon.
You've seen Dwargar speak Dwarvish. They've yelled it at the dwarves.
But why would they speak that to each other?
They wouldn't. Just pointing chicks. Give me an egg tart. I wish to eat one. I don't even know
I
what
was
an
waiting
egg
till we
tart
were
is.
done planning.
Well, I don't think that's ever going to happen at this rate, so
True.
egg tart time. Thank you.
no one's wanting to make a
I'm very
decision.
excited.
No one's gonna make a decision. No, we're
I
just
don't
gonna
want to make
stand
the
here until
decision
we
because
die.
when we all die, everyone's going to blame me. So
Not really.
I mean,
I was
Wow.
gonna do that no matter what.
We should.
I'm excited.
This is great.
I'll have one. I haven't eaten anything yet today.
Me neither. I'm starving.
Is it a sweet thing?
They're sweet.
But it's egg?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like custard. Have you ever had custard?
I'll try. Thanks.
Think like a quiche.
You
You just can't think. How would I think like a key?
Exactly.
Definitely not what.
Loki is staring at me with one eye, waiting for me to drop this.
He's keeping it casual.
I will not make this for a while.
You know, I'm feeling real proud as a DM because you guys are really struggling with what the right move is.
Yeah.
I know that I have set up a complex and difficult decision-making process here.
Mm-hmm. Because none of the well, no. None of the decisions feel like
The best way to go.
yeah, like every single thing feels like it has a consequence, as opposed to a pro.
It also feels like if we fuck up once, we're going to die. So
Yeah.
You might die. You might get everybody killed, though.
if we get everybody killed, then we might as well just go home.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say
I
this-
mean, we were just supposed to find the.
I know.
Scouting
we're just
group?
supposed to find the damn scouting group. How are we? Why? Why are we doing all of this?
Because you're heroes.
No.
And the existential crisis sits in.
I just want to go home.
So what if we stay at the dwarves in the prison with them? Like they lost and they had more numbers.
It's like, nah.
We're not going to
It's
take
like-
the city with
it's
the
like,
dwarves.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dawn timer.
You're so cute and fluffy.
For a while, I was half thinking I could just run back to Dawnhammer to see if we could get any help, but
They apparently don't give a shit about this place.
that'd be my concern.
They'd be like, it's fine. Well, we do still have the oh shit button, so
That might not even work.
pick it up. Hey Rinwald, we found the last piece of the stone that you're looking for. It's right here, where we're at. Also, it's filled with bad guys, so if you could just come in swinging, that'd be great.
Well, we found one of your sarcophagus. It's right where we are.
I didn't know you looked this strange as a dwarf.
And meteor strike.
It's working well. Alrighty. Well, nothing else we can do. But
How to attack them.
Alright,
yes,
time's up. Let's do this.
I've got nothing else. Leroy Jenkins!
Right. Here we
God.
go.
And that means full frontal assault on the prison, right?
Yep, just me though. Just
Cool.
by myself.
Got it.
Gonna get shot
I was
immediately.
thinking that you might do
Gosh,
that.
dang it, Leroy. Not again.
Do you want to break for lunch before we do this?
Oh, that's for quitters.
Okay.
Twitter's always neat.
There we go.
Quitters
This might
always
be the
neat.
one we need. Is this the one we need?
I don't know.
Hey, have another tart.
Maybe. I'm pretty sure one of these has the present on it. Yes, here it is. Okay. We will need to remove a significant section of what's on the table currently. Like all the minis. Just move them off to the side because they're going to be immediately useful.
These are all the ones I think we have.
Yeah, so we'll keep those.
Sweet. And these boys.
Those guys are all done.
Alright. Perhaps we should break while we set all this up and have lunch. What time are we looking at there, buddy?
1209. Oh, 150.
150? That's probably good enough. Hey, friendos. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back for part 2 where this combat will unfold and we'll see what happens after that.
Everyone dies.
Remember to like, subscribe, tickle the bell notification button
Jesus.
or something equally strange. Yeah. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
Excellent,
everybody.
Out.
excellent work.
Hi,
Yep.
Mom.
Please.
End the recording.